This book review is for Miss in Paris, which is the art book for Matthieu Forichon. I'm not sure if he pronounces it Forichon or Forichon. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but in my head I say Forichon, so that's just what I'll go with for this one. So this is going to be quite a harsh but truthful review of this book, and I just want to preface it by saying that this review is not a reflection of Matthieu Forichon's work, which I absolutely adore, which is the whole reason I got this book in the first place, because his sort of lifestyle illustration is so fantastic. He's one of my favorites, and his art is definitely worth your time, and you should go and check out his website. So this review is just focused on this book, which I am so sad to say is absolutely ridiculous. It is terrible. So more often than not, artists release art books that are, usually like a less than 100 pages, which really annoys me because there's such a pathetic attempt at trying to capture any real sense of the artist's body of work, and I am really someone who wants more of a complete catalogue. Ditto, I really hate sketchbooks as well, because if I wanted to see the sketch process, I can just see that stuff online. The book should really be a showcase of final images. And so when I found out that Matthieu Forichon was releasing this art book that was hardcover, and I think it's about 172 pages, I was so excited, because I thought this was going to be an amazing collection of his really wonderful artwork, and it just is not that. It's almost embarrassing to call this an art book when you consider the number of finalized pieces of his work that are actually in here. I have a Pinterest board with probably, I don't know, about 50 or 70 of his images that I really like. I would say probably 8 appear in this book. The selection is really poor. It is very repetitive. I like art books where you're getting multiple images per page, but with someone with sort of lifestyle illustrators, vector illustrators, these type of artists, often there's a sense of minimalism and elegance that is definitely a part of Forichon's work. And so when you see, a page like this that is, just one image per page, I do understand that, and that's fine, but often you get one image and then an entire blank page. Why am I paying for an entire blank page with just a little caption? It's just ridiculous, and the whole book is really like this. And then there's just so much stuff in here that is sort of sketches, things that are not really his art at all. It's truly terrible. And because I'm such a big fan of his work, as I was reading it, I thought, well, I'll keep it anyway, because it's his only art book, and there's might be some stuff I enjoy looking back over again, but by the end of it I was just like, this is not worth the space on my shelf. The text is presented in both French and English, which is nice. The paper is really weird too. Some of it is semi-gloss, and then other pages will be matte, which is really weird because the sort of matte pages are like half the thickness of the semi-gloss pages, and it just has this really sort of weird feel. So while I do really enjoy many of the images in the book, of which there are hardly any, when it's just so frustrating when you get a book this size and then there are just so few images, honestly, and some of them are really fantastic and really do show off why Forichon is such a great talent. But in terms of the versatility of his work, it really is not conveying that particularly well at all. It's not some of his best stuff, which is really weird, even though, like I said, there are some that really do show off, but there's just not enough. There's just so much blank space and things that just make this feel like such a pointless art book. And so I really am very disappointed to have to report that, because, like I said, I am such a huge fan of his work, and he is definitely worth your time. Like I said, go check out his website and hope and pray like I do, that sometime in the not too distant future we will get a really nice, worthy book of Matthieu Forichon's artwork, because this book is not it, and is a complete waste of your time and money. And even though I absolutely hate having to give bad reviews, it's sort of the philosophy that this channel was founded on, the idea of doing these flip-throughs as an antidote to our modern world, where people are buying books online and we don't have the luxury often of viewing the innards as we would in a bookstore. And I'm trying to eliminate the sort of risk and gamble of people buying books that they think they might like but are unsure of, and offering them a way to see the innards of the book. And even though, like with this one, it has cost me a pretty penny to buy, and because these visual art books are often quite expensive, and returning them can be a hassle, and you lose out on the return shipping fee if you're returning it because you've changed your mind. And so these videos are meant to help people from making those mistakes, help them decide if a book is right for them.